You are listening to Non-Player Chaos. On this week's episode, Appeasing a God.
So, I'm going to appease our god while making a quasi-intelligent hamster. This is a win-win. This is a win-win.
The first law of thermodynamics.
The law of equivalent exchange says that if we sacrifice people, then we should be able to bring people back. Probably.
It's pretty deep for a orphan vagrant.
Unexpected ritual preparations.
Why are you wrapping your hands in tape and dipping them in broken glass?
And what exactly is a jail pocket?
You were all too enthralled with my jail pocket.
So, some notes about this episode before it starts. This is a short downtime episode without one of our usual crew members. It's a rather short one, so we've also tacked on some additional content to the end. It's us finishing up crew creation. If this is of interest to you, we hope you enjoy. We're just sitting around figuring our crew dynamics. If you are in it for the scores, we'll be back with that next episode. Either way, enjoy.
Yeah, I'm always just trying to figure out how to naturally lead into these things. So we'll start by welcoming everyone back to Doskvol. And I think the first thing we should do, which we haven't been doing, is just go around the table once again to remind everyone who's here. I'm Nick, the GM. We have Ari playing Halliday.
Yep. I mean, you introduced me for me.
You did.
Are you going to introduce everybody for themselves?
Well, that doesn't leave as much for them to say.
But it's a theme. You can stick with
It's a theme.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not chaotic, so everybody else introduce themselves.
Okay.
Start over. Yeah.
We could do that.
Okay.
Do that.
Or-
What the hell? Why don't they just move on?
I'm Jesse, and I play Marzo.
There you go. That's very chaotic.
Is it though?
I'm Reno and I like soup.
What type of soup? Eels and mushroom were very popular in Doskvol.
I definitely like eels and mushroom soup.
Very good. So how are you guys feeling about the first episode?
Sounded good.
Sounded good?
Yeah.
No? How'd your character? So you feel like it was too easy to break out of a gel?
No.
It started off really easy, and then
Then I concussed everybody.
then you concussed everybody.
I'm glad that I asked if the hull was a ghost before tossing back the vial of rage stuff and
Rage up.
going first at it.
Yep.
I have a feeling that Reno would not have survived that encounter. So So he's at least alive for one more day, but I have a feeling like in the future there will be several more times when Reno is just like, I'm going to toss back the rage essence and go.
That seems like a very Reno thing to do, yeah. A TPK in the first episode would not have been great, especially since we had a whole episode 0 building them.
Yeah.
But future characters that'll come in, we won't have entire episodes devoted to that.
No, I think if we all go channel a little Leroy Jenkins, and are we really playing the game? That's...
Well, I'm starting to feel like I mentioned, I'm starting to realize I think this is going to be a little gonzo, so which is good, I think, a little chaotic, so which is...
I mean, it's in the name of the podcast, so...
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a controlled chaos to it. Even though it was kind of chaos, it was controlled. That there's definite guardrails to what we did. We established where we were at. We established certain conflicts and ways to resolve them, and we kind of muddied our way through all of them.
Yeah.
And eventually
Yep,
established.
absolutely. Yeah.
There's some accuracy with like the amount of damage that was done to the group too, because we didn't get out of there without suffering.
True.
So,
yeah, there was definitely some harms and
concussions, and I think Gorgol had
He's
couple
got a
of
bruised
ones.
hand and a bruised foot, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, bruised hand, bruised foot. But I'll tell you, I'm also GMing the Discord. They're doing a play-by-post right now, and it's a lot. Stress and harm is stacking up a lot more quickly, so I'm learning to be more brutal. So you guys are going to be in for that once I'm learning. Yeah,
Bring it.
bring it. Yeah,
So, well, it all depends on the rolls. We rolled very well.
you did roll very well. Yeah, that was surprising.
I felt pretty good about how it worked out. Hopefully, we can get future scores through as quickly.
Yeah.
As for introductions to the current or our new facility, I don't know, our lair.
Well, we can just start with a recap of last time. Everyone started off the night in a gel in Charter Hall. met their cellmates, one being a gaunt, cloaked, wiry, sunken-eyed, cracked-lipped figure that is apparently like enthralled to a demon that also invaded your mind.
Needed to exfoliate, right? That was
Needed to exfoliate was the big tip that somebody gave him.
So do we know it's a demon for like a fact? Is that the only kind of supernatural entities other than ghosts? Just ghosts and demons here?
I don't know. What does Halliday think? I mean, what else could it be? A god? An actual god?
Could be.
Isn't that just a demon by another name?
Apparently.
I would say that you probably are aware it's a demon, unless you want to change that somehow, which is fine.
It is a
So-
monstrous entity.
After things went sideways, you guys were able to escape from the cell. The Spark Runners did show up. They were apparently bent on capturing this mysterious stranger, but you guys broke out the sidewall after using a slug blaster to break open the sidewall and get a little concussed. Spark Runners are on your heels, and the mysterious stranger is like, follow me, I have a place we can go, a safe place.
Is the drunk guy with us?
The drunk guy, I don't think anybody picked him up. He was
No, we just
he
left.
slept through it. He was passed out.
All
I
right.
didn't remember that there was a drunk guy.
There was a drunk guy in the cell as well. Yeah.
Did he wake up? I don't think he woke up.
No.
No.
He never
all
said
that.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was out cold. He was probably dragged in.
We at least searched him, right?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think it was time
man.
for all
We
that.
didn't rifle through his pockets or anything.
You did get some from the storeroom.
Yeah, I got the
So-
Billy Club. I don't remember what I got from the storeroom.
Oh, you were just taking miscellaneous evidence that you were gonna sell later.
Okay.
So we have added 2 coin to your crew sheet. Are you gonna give it to the crew? Or are you gonna split it?
That is a very good question, because it all depends on if Reno wants to gamble with it.
Okay. Well, I put it on the crew sheet for now, just so we don't forget about it. So the mysterious stranger. This was probably, we'll say, 2 or 3 weeks have elapsed, but he's taken you to Second Chance in Charhollow, on the west side of Charhollow. It's a shanty town. So in a lot of Doskvol, the buildings are built, they're stacked 3-4 stories high, crossways running between them, alleyways really packed tightly, electroplasmic lamps here and there. This is a little different in that it's ramshackled houses made out of tin, wood, everything's in a state of disrepair. And in one of these houses is where he's led you guys, and where you guys have been staying for the past few weeks and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Do we want to move into what you guys would be doing here?
Well, do you want to introduce the name of the cult or anything? Maybe when the hooded figure first brings us there and showing us the ropes a little bit, introduces us to the domain and what they're called, and they're acolytes there still, right?
Yeah, we'll say the acolytes are already there. So yeah, as you show up to this ramshackled house that has maybe a few rooms, enough places to sleep. I mean, you'll see you quickly realize this is a cult. It's got bunk beds in some of these rooms, and there's some people already there wearing robes exactly like this cult leader, who you learn later is named Randolph Savage. And he gives you the rundown that, in fact, you saved him from the Spark Runners. He's not sure why they were after him, but that his god has spoken. He spoke directly to you, and obviously has plans for you guys.
What type of plans?
You gotta warm up the Reno a little bit.
I know, yeah. And I got to figure out what voice I'm going to do for Randolph Savage. I can't do. Almost did Macho Man. That's different, right? No, that is Macho Man.
Macho Man, yeah. Macho Man.
But I don't think I should do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you said
What plans does he have? Okay, we'll do it. What plans does he have for you? Obviously, you will serve him. You will grow this cult, and we will honor him.
I'm glad you got that throat lozenge after we got out of the prison. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it really cleared up some of that blockage there. It's,
Is there
Exfoliation and throat lozenges.
anything in this for us, or is this a one-way street?
Power. A place to sleep. What more could you want? He's a very gracious.
Food? I don't know.
soup.
Yeah, that would help.
Absolutely. Soup.
the power to bring back the dead. My family would love that.
Your family, why would they love to bring back the dead?
Because they're dead.
Oh. Okay.
Awkward.
Well, sure, why not? We can see what happens.
That doesn't sound like a promise. That's not a promise at all. That's it might happen.
Well, we've never tried to bring back the dead before. I mean, you could take that up with our god.
Wait, do we get to meet him?
Well, you will meet him if you're so blessed. I'm sure you felt his presence already.
I thought that was the concussion.
No, that was my presence.
Ah, there.
In order to meet him, we have to sacrifice to him.
What do we have? What do we have to sacrifice in order to meet this illustrious macho god?
The god of gains.
Are we talking puppies or teeth? Because I don't got teeth, but I could find puppies.
I'm fine with puppies. Sacrificing them to be safe.
Sacrifice what the trash of this city value as good. That can mean many different things. Beautiful things, expensive things. If it's done in his name, he's happy.
Well, I'm down for wrecking stuff as long as I got an audience.
The law of equivalent exchange says that if we sacrifice people,
Yes.
then we should be able to bring people back. Probably.
We
It's
don't have.
pretty deep for a orphan vagrant.
That's gonna be a.
It's what my family taught me. Equivalent exchange, except for when you have to steal.
Okay, all
I
right.
feel like we need to negotiate and barter, and there should be a clock associated with this.
For
Yes.
bringing the dead back.
Yes.
Well, that would be like. I mean, you have to find the spirit. Well, he knows where the spirits are apparently because they talk to him. You need bodies for
Yeah.
it, rituals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consult with the god in order to find out how many bodies, how many sacrifices, and what sacrifices might be necessary. And then, yeah, be a whole thing.
The idea of
sounds like a
just
lot of
taking a
fun.
bunch of puppies and turning them into a monstrosity. So that's obviously not what I want for my family, but
You form the arms, and I'll form the legs. Together we form puppy monstrosity.
Okay, so you've got a place to sleep now, a regular place to sleep. We've got a cult here, and we've got, like I said, there's already 2 people staying there. Plenty of beds for you guys. Looks like they're trying to expand this cult, maybe. So
wait, so it's just the leader and 2 other people?
for now, yeah.
And we have, what, 2 acolytes as well?
Well, no,
No,
that's the 2 people that are already there.
Oh,
Yeah.
so us 5, 4.
4.
So 6, 7 people in total.
Yeah.
All right. To be determined how many more.
My
Yeah.
brother says it's more like a frat house than anything else,
Yeah, it's
from
pretty
his
trash.
experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can move in, I guess, right now, like, kind of see what happens over the first few weeks that you are getting settled into the cult. We didn't do an official score, but if you want to do some downtime activities, we could do some downtime activities. If you want to reach out to any of your allies, your friendly contacts, we could do that. If you want to get more into the cult practices, maybe start a ritual of some sort. So as far as downtime, we didn't have an official crew, so I will leave it up to you guys. Should you guys take heat? I mean, the crew leader was there. Or should we just start fresh? This is the crew now.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we're assuming the guards ran out and got chopped up.
Chopped up by
the
Spark
whole-
Runners, so they probably took like the heat. They didn't know who you guys were.
So really, from all outside perspective,
Oh.
Spark Runners attacked the jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just escaped.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they-
I think that us not
you're running
getting
for
heat.
your lives.
Yeah.
You're running for your lives.
I think clean slate. We're laying low and just
Okay.
getting used to cult life. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that also means no payoff except for the 2 coin you got for stealing some stuff from the.
I was gonna say it's still stealth if there's no witnesses, so nobody saw us since everybody's dead.
Except for the drunk guy. Hmm?
Oh yes. Well, I mean,
Well,
He
the,
probably doesn't remember anything.
though, because he was passed out the whole time.
Is he even alive? They might have just killed him.
Or is that going to come back later?
will it come back later? Yeah.
I don't even remember what he looks like. Could be in
I'm trying to think.
You were all too enthralled with my jail pocket.
I mean, Reno's definitely not gonna give the money back to the cult yet. Maybe later on down the line.
Okay, so just mark it on your sheet.
Yeah. You see. So it's just 2 coin?
2 coin, yes.
Alright. And he's probably gonna go gamble with it.
So we will go through the downtime activities just to get used to them in deep cuts. The first step is recovery and edge reset. Obviously, we didn't get any edge. But was anyone injured? I know we had some level 1 injuries. Were there any level 2?
Well, I think the concussion had the possibility of being level.
Unless you resisted it.
He didn't resist it.
But I thought you did. I thought you just rolled horribly.
No.
Different roll.
I thought you said you weren't going to resist it because it's not what your character would do or something like that.
No.
Maybe, I don't remember. Like, because there was this, the slug gun concussion resistance, right?
Yeah.
And I did resist
Okay,
that.
you did resist
But
that.
I thought maybe there would be another attempted resistance. I don't remember how well I rolled for when I broke through the wall. Because I broke through the wall. I didn't get to the end of the last podcast. I don't remember.
I think breaking through the wall, I think you rolled like 2 2s or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
Because I remember somebody was talking about having to drag you out from underneath the rubble.
So I have a feeling I had, but I don't remember if we discussed it or we were kind of...
So level one is just
They'll go
downtime. It goes away.
It goes away.
Level 2, you need to make efforts to get rid of, right?
I think so.
If you have a safe place to rest, you add 1 tick to your healing clock
Okay.
automatically. And then one of the downtime activities you can heal. Yes. And we are using this wonderful spreadsheet, which was heavily modified into this virtual tabletop, which you can find on Reddit. The user, I don't even know how you say this username, it's ROEZMV. He's created this wonderful, it's got all the rules in it. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to keep track of your Blades games.
Yeah, I started to fill mine out, but...
It's really cool. Lots of like videos and how to use it, but it's pretty easy to figure out on your own even.
Yeah, absolutely.
So added my 2 coin. How much stress? I had a lot of stress from that last game. I marked down 6.
Step 2 is indulging your vice. So this is not one of the 2 actions that you get. This is something that you do, and it's done differently. You spend 1 coin, but you guys didn't get coin, so I'll give this one to you for free. However, it clears all the stress. And if you have 6 or more stress, though, it's an overindulgence. You don't have to, at least in Vanilla Blades, you didn't have to reduce stress. But if you don't, you take as much stress as you have trauma, which no one has any trauma right now. So it's really your choice whether you want to indulge your vice.
In Vanilla Blades, wasn't it you were going to roll?
You rolled your
And
weakest attribute.
Gotcha. So there was a chance that you cured more stress than...
And that was the overindulgence.
Gotcha.
This
So
one,
now-
it's if you have 6 or more stress, you automatically overindulge. Yeah.
Huh.
And that's the only time really entanglements, well, with heat too, but entanglements come into play if, well, a complication, not an entanglement.
Gotcha.
Well, considering Reno has 2 gold coin as a result of looting the...
Evidence room or whatever
Yep.
it was, storeroom, yeah.
And he has 6 stress. He's gonna go overindulge at the gambling den, the gambling soup den.
The gambling soup den and eat some soup and, okay. There is, you roll, when you overindulge, you roll a d6.
I rolled a 6.
Your vice costs a downtime activity.
So that costs you a downtime activity. So you'll get 1 downtime activity.
All right. I only get 1 then?
You'll only get 1. And that is what we're moving into now. So you get 1, but your stress is now clear.
Like, since I overindulged because I had 6, what effect does that have?
That cost you a downtime activity.
Oh, that was the...
That was the overindulgence.
Okay.
Yes. So that you got away pretty cheap with that one.
Yeah. Wait, what did I gamble on, though?
Oh, yeah.
How am I gonna...
Dude, we could do a whole scene in the
I know,
in the
that's what I'm
soup.
wondering. So,
Yeah.
I haven't figured out what... Was it hamster racing? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what thing...
I mean, it can do. I mean, hamster racing. You've said it. It's canon now.
Okay, hamster
canon
racing
now.
at the gambling soup.
Okay, so you
That 1 gold coin And Slutty Muffin. Slutty Muffin, yep. Slutty Muffin, the hamster, to win the
And
wheel race.
this Slutty Muffins, it's like 10-1 odds. Because I don't know why you're betting on the fattest, most exhausted hamster there. But they gladly take your bet.
Give him a
I'll take that bet.
Well, let's see. I look at you from the hamster. That one.
I gotta roll my d10 for this.
Sure, yeah.
Let's see.
If you roll a 1, I'll let you keep that coin.
If I roll a 1?
Yeah.
If I roll a 1! Alright, let's go! Let's go,
Slutty hamster's coming around the corner.
Slutty Muffin!
Oh, Slutty Muffin, yeah.
I rolled a 6.
Comes in 6th place.
Damn you, Slutty Muffin! You lost me a gold coin! Fun times. The hamster den. The soupy hamster gamblers. There we go. I'll figure out the name eventually.
Nice.
Yeah, but now I still don't have a downtime activity here.
Yeah. Do you guys have a list of the downtime activities? You can acquire a temporary asset, which you don't know exactly what you're going to need. You can recover, heal harm. You don't have enough experience to train yet. You can also do simple jobs. Like, I guess for Haldy it'd be just begging, probably. For Marzo, doing some tricks out in the streets to earn coin. Reno. So I guess you could, like, what you're good at gambling at, maybe that'd be your simple job. Like, if you know, like, I always win at, well, you know, hamster racing's not my thing, but jacks. I'm really good at jacks. You know? So,
Homeless street fighting.
homeless, yeah.
There you go.
You gotta go bum fights. Yeah.
So you can quickly do that, or you could do a side job if you're...
Why are you wrapping your hands in tape and dipping them in broken glass? Gotta go earn some gold.
You can start long-term projects,
I don't have any long-term projects I would be thinking about yet.
or we can start a ritual for the cult.
That sounds interesting.
There are tons of ritual submissions on
Yeah.
Discord.
Right. Yeah.
Are you able to get onto the Discord?
Yeah, I'm on right
There
now.
we go.
Learning a new ritual requires a source. Securing the source may be a long-term project or a score. So if you find one you like, though, we can start either of those, a long-term project or a score. Then learning the ritual, we just talk about what it does. But like I said, we got plenty in Discord we can look at. We can randomly pick one.
Yeah.
The Ritual of Anamula Creation, submitted by Grayson Emmerwick Bramble. Ritual grants an animal limited human intellect, or an animal limited human intellect, let me read that correct, and cunning. It's weird because the animal will occasionally speak garbled human sentences. You need the intact brain of a person, the smarter the better, which you feed half to the animal and mash the other half and spread over it. Take 5 stress, roll a tune, and take an 8 clock looking for those missing heads. Your new fear is that what if the spirit wardens come sniffing around?
Wow.
But
Okay.
that could be pretty cool because then we'd have like a smart animal that we can make, we could have like as a spy, right?
Yeah. Oof.
I kind of like it.
I mean, you know what?
Bring to the hamster race.
I was about to say, if you just steal Slutty Muffin after it for this ritual.
Yeah, I think we're building lore.
I wasn't listening. I was reading something.
But-
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, he was talking about this ritual.
The ritual
Yeah.
of Anamula Creation. So basically, after Slutty Muffin failed for you, I'm going to suggest maybe you get really mad, or maybe Slutty Muffin's owner's like, you're a loser, and kicks her out. You scoop her up. So if we work on this ritual, we need to get a smart person's brain.
They don't have to be smart.
The smarter the better.
I mean, they have to be smart.
Half of the brain's fed to the animal, the other half is mashed up and spread over it. And it will gain limited human intellect and cunning, and speak in garbled sentences.
I feel like it would be a waste to use it on
It's a spy.
Slutty Muffin.
But it's a ritual, you know?
But yeah.
We need practice as cultists, and I think we have a easy option here with Slutty Muffin coming into our midst.
It only speaks in garbled
Garbled
sentences,
Exactly.
which means it can't give us good information.
I mean, you could garble out that there's danger ahead, right?
Yeah.
Could you?
Absolutely.
Danger will.
I'll-
If it's a bored roll of the eyes and like proceed, or if it's a frantic like choking on its own tongue, okay, well maybe we shouldn't go that way.
I was actually looking at a witch wound. That would be a cool
And
ritual.
we can start multiple since each of you have multiple downtime activities.
Well, except for me.
Oh wait, there's one which is literally bringing back someone from the dead.
Oh, which one is it? A life for a life?
Yeah.
Still a soul back from the dead must sacrifice a person on the night of the full. Oh, remember both lives. Oh wow, that's really cool.
Kill a baby and they have nothing to remember.
Do you want to bring back somebody into the body of a baby?
Then they'll be young.
That's true. Okay.
Sure, they'll be helpless
I
for a
mean,
few years, but
Terrifying.
can babies speak? Like, do they have the physical capability to speak?
We don't want to think about that. The level of creepy.
So it sounds like we've got a couple rituals we want to start.
Mhm.
So we need to decide. Let me go back over to look at the rules for rituals. Find a new ritual source. Learning a new ritual requires a tome, or etc., or securing the source may be a long-term project or a score. So for the animal one, I think you need to. What would you think? Let's see. What does the ritual do? How is it weird? Yes.
So I'm going to need a brain.
You're gonna need a brain. The smarter, the better.
And I'm going to take 5 stress, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And it just so happens my rival is a corpse thief. So this would be a very good opportunity to steal from my rival. I'm going to steal a stolen corpse eventually.
Yes. You can steal that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to judge your corpse to determine how smart it was when it was living.
I also have another suggestion for that.
All right.
So as you guys are talking about this, I assume you're just talking it over, like.
I'm flipping through the ritual book.
Flipping through the ritual book.
It's like an IKEA catalog.
And Randolph Savage comes up to you and he goes, "Hey, brother, I see you're looking at.
Oh, God.
I see you're in need of a rather smart individual.
Yeah, I am.
You know where all those hoity-toity smarty people go to, right? There's going to be a
school.
Shul?
They're going to be gathering at the Opera House in Brightstone very soon.
All right. Sounds like a...
I suggest
Sounds like
you'll have a
opera?
pick of a litter there."
Okay. All right. I like this. Anybody in particular we should be looking for? I mean, I don't know. Hey, I'm kind of new to this whole cult scene. Is there anybody I shouldn't kill or anybody I should kill? I know that I'm supposed to be... should I get a pretty smart
Find the
person?
most beautiful
Ah.
person you can find.
So I'm going to appease our god while making a quasi-intelligent hamster. This is a win-win. This is a win-win.
I think we should just get a prostitute so it fits the name Slutty Hamster.
It'll be that much more degrading if you use some highfalutin opera attendee.
Would it be hilarious to get a prostitute hamster?
Yeah, all right. Hey, I am in. I am going to
Okay. That
reload my bandolier.
is how you're going to start the ritual for a life for a life?
It seems complicated.
Yeah.
And if the god can just bring him back, easy peasy, no ritual required, and then they won't have the traumatic brain damage of having 2 memories in one body.
Well, it sounds like you need to help me go wreck some pretty stuff then.
Well, yes, that
so we
will
can
make,
appease our god.
yeah, that will make God happy.
The more in favor that our god is, the more likely they're to bestow you this effort-free miracle.
I do have multiple family members, so they're gonna need to be very happy.
All right. I got a partner.
Okay.
And I hear they have good soup at the opera.
Oh, I'll go. I'll definitely go if they have soup.
They've never had soup when I've gone.
Trust me. Trust
And
me
we
on this
should
one.
note that Gorgol did follow you guys into this, but he's been in and out a lot. You're not sure what he's doing. He did bring back a rather sizable briefcase, almost like a suitcase at one point, and put it under his bunk, but he's out at the moment.
Hmm.
Yes.
Mysterious.
Okay, so that more downtime action. So we've got one ritual started.
I was gonna do the witch wound ritual.
Oh, okay, let's look at that one, the witch wound.
All the way up.
Yeah.
Man, this Grayson Emmerwick Bramble has been submitting a lot.
Yes, and Bramblefoot. Yes, Bramblefoot is Grayson Emmerwick. He's actually
Oh,
he's part of the crew that is playing on Discord, the group of hawkers, which will have effects on this world. So we're always looking for people to join in there. cutting yourself, packing the wound with silver dust and binding it. This wound tingles when the supernatural is nearby. Spend a downtime ability and take level 2 harm, deep cut. Take at least 2 stress, which acts as a fortune roll for the wound's supernatural detection. The new fear is, what if you're targeted for daring to meddle in matters beyond your ken?
Yeah.
Oof, that's good. Yeah, that's not as severe.
Well, I mean, the level 2 harm.
But you will need silver dust.
Yes.
So that would be either a long-term project or a score.
Maybe we find somebody smart wearing some silver jewelry. Just saying.
Is that what
Trying to-
silver dust is? Is that not... I mean, is it straight up dust of silver, or is it a drug?
I'm assuming it could be that, but it also is just like a powder.
Could be a powder of silver mixed with an
Yeah.
alchemical drug.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to go with. I like that.
So we still need drugs.
Would you like to make that a score or a long-term project?
A long-term project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and put that on your sheet.
Yep.
Acquire silver dust. And that should be... We'll make it a 6 segment. This one won't be too tough. That doesn't seem like the hardest thing in the world to do to me. Hality, some downtime activities?
I'm going to either beg or steal for a coin.
Okay.
Begging is probably easier. You just have to sit there.
Where are you going to do this at?
In night market, probably.
That's
A lot
good
of
place.
people.
You can go ahead and add that coin to your sheet.
Yup.
Marzo, you got a second downtime activity?
What are some other...
I mean, you can earn some money. There's not a whole lot to do because we're just getting started.
You know, I like the idea of earning money because that way, next downtime, if I do need to indulge in some
Your vice. Yeah, and,
vice,
and deep cuts, you can go into debt, but it's obviously harder to get out of debt.
yeah.
But
So-
money is more important, so where are you going? You're going to be performing...
I'm going to go ahead and head over to the Charhollow market
Okay.
with the buskers, and I'm going to basically use my top hat. I'm going to walk around introducing the different musicians and jugglers. I'm not going to do a whole lot myself, but I'm going to
Okay.
hold my hat out and steal some of their donations. I'm going to hype them up is going to be my goal. Try to basically bring in more people. I think they're going to tolerate this because ultimately while I am taking a little bit of coin from them,
Sure.
I'm out there.
You're the guy that's bringing in business and taking a cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, look at this guy's wares, you know, and
Quick wit, easy to talk to. I'm going to be pointing out the fat guy across the market and talking about his suspenders and make everybody laugh. And then I'm going to pass my hat around. And then the guy's going to start playing the fiddle and everybody will be happy and I'll take a little bit of downtime. So that's just the quick and dirty way that I'm going to earn some money.
yep. Add yourself a coin. That just leaves Hality with one more downtime activity, I believe.
Huh.
And if you need some help with deciding, you can always save that, and if you want to use it to acquire something before the next score. Sounds like you guys are going to be going to an opera.
I might do the tattoo sheath/holster ritual.
Ooh.
What lets you tuck a normal weapon, not a bonded weapon or anything with magical properties, into a tattoo of the weapon meant to be carried. It's weird because while the weapon isn't a tattoo, it seems to shimmer and dance like it's alive. The ritualee must spend a downtime getting inked by the ritualist, 1 downtime loss for each ritualist and ritualee. Then the ritualist must sprinkle bone dust over the tattoo and roll a tune to give the tattoo its magic. And then your fear is, what if they become commonplace? So
Oh, okay, that sounds really cool. I like it. Do you have an idea for what this tattoo is going to look like, what kind of weapon it is?
it's going to be my knife
Ah,
from
okay.
the first one.
All right, so having a book of rituals, we got to still do the long-term project or acquire a source. I don't think you have to acquire a source for this. It doesn't sound like you just have to get tattooed.
Maybe bone dust. 'Cause
Okay,
I don't know
so
if I have
acquire some
that
bone
thought.
dust, and then there's a lot of tattoo artists in the docks, because that's where all the sailors disembark and get their tattoo after they've seen their first Leviathan. I like it. So start a clock. I gave Reno a 6-segment clock for silver dust. We'll make yours a 6-segment clock for bone dust.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that is all of our downtime activities.
I think so.
Okay. Well, this was a quick and simple episode, just doing some downtime stuff, getting together, getting to know each other. Sounds like we have a score for the next time we meet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go find a smart rich person. Yes.
Okay. We're going to go to the opera.
Yeah. Has Randall Savage talked about our crew at all? Do we know our name?
Yes, he refers to you as the monstrous... let me do it in his voice. Hey, brother. You're the Monstrous Acolytes of Chaos, Havoc, and Oblivion. We just call it MACHO for short.
Come on.
Macho.
I agree. You're totally macho. I like soup.
Okay, so we'll call that a day. Really short and sweet. The next one will be interesting. I'm really interested to see how Reno shows up at an opera and doesn't stick out. We'll see. Marza, I mean, all of you actually. So, but that'll be interesting.
Hey, that's going to be part of our planning, right?
Yeah. Well, remember, no planning in Blades.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
minimal flashbacks.
Yeah.
Start using flashbacks.
All right.
Yeah. So we will reconvene in a couple weeks and see how this goes. Do our first official score and get this.
And get macho with it.
I think we just
That can't
stumbled
be
on our catchphrase.
No, I was gonna say that can't be our
Get macho
tagline.
with it.
Yeah.
So, are we gonna leave them with the vote, like at the very end?
That's a great idea.
What did Gorgol bring back in that suitcase that he brought from the other side, from New York City? We'll put up some options. You can vote on them or suggest your own.
This has been Non-Player Chaos.
So what I was thinking is, even before we record, maybe we just finish crew creation and talk about what we want to do, and then start recording, talk about the crew. Since you guys are a cult, you're enthralled to this deity, which I mentioned was monstrous and radiant, a great combination. But why are your guys enthralled to it? I don't know how we play that out. Maybe do some free play. I don't know if people want to meet some of their contacts, their allies, their rivals. We have 2 scores that were submitted. We got to decide, do we want to work those in organically or have the mysterious stranger give you guidance? We could tie it into a turf score if you guys want to start working on turf right away. That's what could take up today. How's that sound?
So about before we record.
Recording now.
Yeah.
We'll just
So we can just cut it out.
we can cut it out. We can work in pieces if any of it's like, ooh, that'd be good to have in the episode. Like that last one, I cut off the last 20 minutes of us just going like, oh, how much XP did we get? Blah, blah, blah. So we got our name, which we chose. The Monstrous Acolytes of Chaos, Havoc, and Oblivion. We'll go by the crew creation sheet.
I actually like that name a lot.
I thought it was great. Yeah, but I loved Randolph Savage.
Randolph Savage, yes.
Yeah, I think that's going to be great.
Is that actually going to be our cult leader?
My original idea was to have him communicating with the other world, like just getting impressions, and that would be what the votes were.
Randolph Savage.
Randolph Savage, yes.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
All right, so we got the crew type already. We'll just walk down the crew creation. The initial reputation and lair. We had the initial reputation already as ambitious was voted on. The lair. Let me open my notes. We'll talk about the district, the starting district, was split between 6 Towers or Charhollow. I know we've done 6 Towers in a previous game.
Charhollow.
Everyone knows about 6 Towers. Or if you don't, we can go back over that. Charhollow is home to the bulk of the city's workforce, servants, dockers, sailors, stockyards, and ealery. That's a horrible word. Workers, cabbies, and so on. It's cheap, noisy, cramped, and sweltering. The people of Charhollow are a true community brought together by circumstance. It has little wealth, 2 dots out of 4 on security and safety, 1 on criminal influence, and none on occult. It seems like it's just a bunch of workers together, but pretty crowded.
Now, our cult, are we going to consider our cult clandestine?
Well, that's going to be up to you guys. It's part of a cult. So let's talk about your favorite type of operation that was voted on, which is sacrifice, which means to destroy what is valuable or good in honor of your god. So I don't know if you're trying to grow your cult. I mean, you have some acolytes. Cults start with, what are those things called? A cohort. So it's the same tier as you, so that means it's like 1 or 2 people.
Okay.
So you have a couple followers. I think I need to put that in here.
What am I doing?
Well, that opens up to, could we make those acolytes bulked out characters that could slip in if like Chris,
That's a good idea.
we could create them and then say Grant wants to come in and play one day to fill in.
He's an acolyte.
Yeah.
Or one of the cohorts.
And then we could interact with that character.
Love it. That's a good idea.
And then we sacrifice him.
Yes. I like the idea of Charhollow because it's blue collar, and that you would think that would draw in more cultists. But the fact that there's no occult influence there, maybe this is the first attempt to
Maybe that's
branch into it.
That's what people will be.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Okay, so we will put Charhollow, and the lair was a 3-way tie between the sunken grotto, a back room, or an abandoned house. So do any of those 3 appeal to you guys?
So like, I wonder, second chance? Do you see that on the map for Charhollow? Is that like a tenement camp?
So for Charhollow, second chance.
On the by Market Bridge, Charhollow Market, just to the west of it. Right by Iron Warrior.
I need to get up. Let me pull up my actual bigger map. I've got a map here. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, this is the really good map. And Shabral had a great idea. I'm going to go to FedEx and get a big map printed that we can put, like, down and then, like, oh, we've done this here, we've done this here.
Cool.
Where's Charhollow? Oh, second chance. Yeah, I don't think that's detailed anywhere, so we can kind of make it how we want.
It looks like haphazard tenements,
Yeah, I
you
think
know?
so. Maybe a shantytown.
Yeah. That could be cool. Abandoned shantytown. Yeah.
Shantytown. Okay.
Nobody's going to be looking for us there.
Yeah. Let me mark that. We are there. Abandoned house and second chance.
And is really close to the Kellen's pub.
What is second chance?
So it's, you actually have to, I don't know if you have it, but there's a map of Doskvol that's much more detailed than what's in there.
Okay.
It's on the west side of Charhollow.
Okay. All right. So it is within Charhollow. It's like the island on the west.
No, you see that blank white spot?
Yeah.
On the detailed map, it looks like a bunch of askew buildings and stuff.
Okay.
So we're saying that's a shantytown with some abandoned houses.
I mean, second chance, shantytown makes sense, right?
Maybe that's where a lot of ex-prisoners live. It's like a second chance.
Mm-hmm. It's all working out.
It is. Okay, so we need a ward boss. I always forget who's in charge of the different areas. I don't know who's in charge, or if there is, because there's not a lot of criminal influence in Charhollow. Let me just look at the factions real quick. And if I see one that's turf is Charhollow, we're going to call them in charge of it.
So I guess Hutton, Briggs, and Corbin are all notable residents.
Who are they?
It's on this World Anvil says, so there's Hutton and Corbin are both Scovelanders.
Scovelanders, foreigners.
They are both former soldiers, refugees. And then Briggs is an owner.
Yeah.
Owner for merchant stall at Charhollow Market.
Pick one.
One of the ex-soldiers, probably.
We could have the Grey Cloaks. We could have them. I mean, we don't even have to interact with them too much. Just pay them, stay on their good side. Or do you want to look at some other factions?
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
This was the thing that's going to take us the longest is deciding our faction relationships. Let me pull up the...
Can we turn that into listenable content by making it random?
I already know one of your factions. Yeah, there's not many of them. There's plenty of factions, but there's not many we have to pick, really. We need a -2, a -1, and a +1.
Oh, we definitely gonna have a minus with whatever those sisters are, the night or the lamplighter sister,
Dimmer Sisters.
dimmer sister, because we basically attacked them.
No, Spark Runners. That was Spark Runners.
Those the spark runners. Oh, I thought there was the dimmer sisters were there too. Was it just the spark runners?
Just the Spark Runners.
Okay, never mind that. So that
Yeah.
would be the spark runners that we.
Oh, so that's definitely, yeah. That's probably the -2. Yeah.
And this can be all some exposition that we learn that you're going to fill in lore.
Yeah, we'll fill in lore as we go. Trying to take it slower than I did with the initial game because I think I tried to put in too much all at once. All right, so the ward boss are the Grey Cloaks. Okay, your hunting grounds. This can be anywhere. We don't have a vote for this because whenever things get above like 4 or 5 choices, then you're just getting tied.
Yeah.
We could either just say, hey, Charterhall, because that's where you escaped from. We could say the night market. You could do, if you want to hunt where you live, or what do they say, don't shit where you sleep?
General good rule of thumb, right?
Charhollow, Coleridge. We could leave that blank for now. Well, I did want to fill this out.
I'm okay with hunting in Charhollow just because it's
Close to home?
yeah,
Do
presumably area that we know.
Sure.
a good way to end this, if we're going to do downtime and crew creation and bulk stuff up, maybe a good way to end it is to come up with like a teaser for what the first actual score is going to be.
Yes.
And then we can say, I mean, we're getting fed the information, it's here. So that will be our hunting grounds.
That people have put like, hey, I'd like to see this. One would be in Brightstone, and the other one would be, where's the Sparkrite Tower? But that would be so hard to break into.
That's going to be a much later one, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I can always adapt what they wanted to see. It should be somewhere, like, I guess that would be Charter Hall again, because there's the college there.
And Charter Hall and Brightstone are basically back up to each other. So
Okay. We could have them vote on which one you do. Because I do want to vote at the end of the...
and then you're not going to get multiple if you just have choose
Just
between
have
these two.
Okay. So we'll leave the hunting ground open as a vote. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. And then
Okay.
limit it to Brightstone and Charter Hall.
Yes. Okay, we'll do that. Next step, let's see. Okay, so we have to decide with the Grey Cloaks, you have 2 coin. Do you want to... and so your status would be neutral to start with. Do you want to pay them 1 coin, keep it neutral, pay them 2, get +1 status, or pay them nothing and get -1 status?
So we're part of a cult, right?
You are.
And I feel like we would want neutrality as a cult.
Yeah.
So I think paying the 1 coin isn't a major pull.
That's fine with me.
And I also feel like we would be at the whim of the cult at this point. We're not the cult leaders per se, right? We're cultists.
I will take off 1 of your coins. Choose a special ability. That one was chose for you guys. Bound in Darkness. And this plays directly into Deep Cuts. So when you begin a score, each PC that has not lost favor with your deity gains 1 edge. You guys familiar with edge?
Not at all.
No.
Edge is an extra die, or when you roll a critical, you get an edge. So what that is, you use it later for an extra die, or you can use it immediately for increased effect.
Okay.
So if you're just getting standard effect, you can use it immediately and get great effect. Or you can say, I'm holding on to this edge, and then you can give it to a teammate, you can use it yourself. Anyone that still has favor with the deity will start with an edge at the beginning of the score. And at the end of each score, all your edge goes away, so you can't carry them over. So that is Bound in Darkness.
And by taking 1 stress, our whispered message is heard by every cult member.
Yep.
That's pretty sick.
And there's no distance.
So we have a built-in cell phone system that we can call to everybody at once.
For the future, acolytes, I need help. You know, come save us.
Bat signal.
Mm-hmm. Assign crew upgrades. So 2 upgrades were pre-selected for a cult that is getting that cohort, which is, they're called adepts, and we can look up exactly what that is, but I need to add your cohort. Let's see. Oh, well, let's talk about the cohort. Yep. You got an astronomer.
Sacred sites on the Park House.
Okay. So adepts are scholars, tinkers, occultists, and chemists. So yours are probably occultists. Let me look. We are recording right now?
Technically, yes.
Technically? Okay.
But I thought you said we were going to cut the beginning
Yeah,
out.
maybe I'll save a little bit of it, but that would take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Some of the exposition about things would be nice, like the information about the things we're choosing for our crew.
Yeah.
That'd be good to keep.
Maybe we could discuss it. If you're taking good notes, maybe you can talk about the downtime between end of the escape and now,
Yes.
and then get into.
That would kind of be the beginning of, whenever we really get into it. But we're going to run out of time. Okay, the gang has a skill and quality equal to your current tier, and which increases as you move up in tier. When you create a cohort, give them one edge or two edges and an equal number of flaws. So edges are fearsome, independent, loyal, or tenacious. We could leave this stuff up to votes if you want, but I don't want to overload people with votes either.
Yeah, maybe we do one and.
Fearsome, terrifying in aspect and reputation, independent, can be trusted to make good decisions and act on their own initiative, loyal, can't be bribed or turned against you, tenacious, won't be deterred from a task.
Let's say loyal would be.
Yeah, either that or tenacious for cultists.
Yeah. Let's say I'm leaning towards loyal, but
Okay.
yeah, tenacious would also.
Jesse, you're the tiebreaker?
Loyal makes sense.
I think so. All right, so your flaw is principled, ethics or values that it won't betray, savage, excessively violent and cruel, unreliable, so isn't always available due to other obligations, stupefaction or other from their vices, or they're wild, drunken, debauched, and loudmouthed. Principled, savage, unreliable, wild.
I think unreliable or savage.
The principle though. So like
Hey,
Principled
principles,
almost seems like an edge instead of a flaw.
but it's like, but we're gonna be the assholes telling them to go do something, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh no, we can't because I can't."
Oh, it's like that's not really following our God's edicts. or,
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Because I think at least my idea is like I'm a part of this cult, but I'm not really a part of the cult. You know.
So yeah, if you try and use them for your own ends, okay, we'll go with principled then. If everyone's okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I can saved.
I'm watching you work in real time.
Oh, excellent. There's some things on here I don't quite understand. We'll look at later. So your other automatic crew upgrade was training in Resolve. And again, what that means is that you can train up to level 3. You can use training to spend XP and upgrade, but you can't train to get XP like you could in Vanilla Blades.
So what do you train?
If you got enough experience, you use your training to increase your dots. It's not automatic. And I think you have to have an instructor to get up to it's rank 3. You have a Resolve instructor. So all your Resolve stuff, you can get up to 3. If you want to get up to 3 in Insight or Prowess, you'll have to acquire an instructor in that. Same thing for Mastery to get up to rank 4. So now we need 2 crew upgrades that are available, and they're on that list that I gave you. So you could get a boathouse, carriage house, cohort, and you can get more cohorts. You can make your lair hidden. Quality. Yeah, I guess you can see what they are there. The vault is a big one.
Especially now that coin has a much
Coin
bigger role.
so much more important.
So we get 2.
We get 2?
You start with 2. You talking about coin?
No, upgrades.
You get 2 upgrades.
Oh wow.
Then we should have a carriage house.
Okay, so it sounds like we had vault for sure. Okay, so I added 1 vault, and now instead of let me change that from that 2 4. That gives you 8
Quarters. So we want to do that. That way we don't have to worry about.
Yeah, hidden layer.
Yeah.
So quarters are hidden layer.
They're quarters. I'm not worried about hidden layer.
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, you're not going to be doing a whole lot of downtime vulnerability stuff, so like my guy's gonna go sleep, and then you as the GM will be like, now someone's gonna jump on him in his sleep in this halfway house.
You guys haven't been following the Discord, have you? We're in the quarters. Okay.
I haven't been following the Discord.
No, it's fine. As Ari was saying, Halliday wouldn't know some of the stuff going on.
Yeah.
All right, so we got quarters and vaults. So now instead of just having 4 coin as your limit, you can now hold 12.
Okay.
And there are also banks. One's a criminal bank and one's not. So if you have wanted levels you can't access, we'll look at it if it gets to actually wanting to use a bank.
Did they change how vault works? Because on the sheet it says it raises it to 8.
They changed how vaults work. Now it's 12 as opposed to
Okay.
8. Money is more important. Here's where we get into making decisions. One faction helped you get an upgrade, take +1 status with them, or +2 if you spend a coin. You have a +2 status with a new crew of hawkers called the Ember Pact that you're friendly with.
All right.
It's one of the best ways to reduce heat in deep cuts is to have +3 statuses with powerful factions. In downtime, we can work it to where, I think it's reasonable within fiction to do that. So we'll work ways, but it's like if you have a +3 status with certain factions, heat comes down. So do we want to pick any, oh yeah, we talked about the Spark Runners already.
Mm-hmm.
They know who you are. They were there for a reason.
But this would be a different faction that will be affected by our crew upgrades, right? Presumably, it would be a different faction that's negatively affected by our crew upgrades.
Yes.
So, Gorgol has influence in the Charhollow district.
Yeah, it doesn't talk a lot about who's in Charhollow.
Okay.
So we can kind of, and it, obviously you work throughout the city. What makes sense in fiction? And there are some new factions. Well, the Spark Runners are a new faction. In the deep cuts, there are a ton of factions. You can also choose citizenry as a faction. So if you wanted the people of Charhollow to be friendly to you or antagonistic, you can choose that.
What do these mean?
There are spirit wardens. That Scobelander refugees.
Mm-hmm.
There are some culty-like groups if you want to have anything to do with them.
I feel we would avoid other cults, right?
Or kill them.
Or I could...
The Weeping Lady.
So if you want to, you can have a +1. So like if the Grey Cloaks helped you get your house, we could give them the +1. Because right now they're neutral and they control the territory.
True.
We could have them be the +1 from that.
Okay.
We'll just keep it. So we need a -1 as well.
Yes.
Somebody was harmed.
Already said the Spark Runners
That
are
would be your -2.
Yeah.
All right, so choose a favorite contact. That was chosen for you, and that was the Astronomer. One faction is friendly with your contact, and one faction is unfriendly. So that really can be anybody, because there's no lore on this Astronomer.
So the reason a cult would like an astronomer is maybe
To read the stars?
he foresaw our cult being more prominent,
Yeah.
which would imply that another cult was not going to be prominent.
Ah, okay. I like it. We can pick another up-and-coming crew. So the Wraiths are 2 weak. Tier 2 weak. I think they're mainly in Silkshore. Do you want to be friendly? And I was saying we didn't want somebody too strong to be your enemies.
Oh, yeah. Like the race would be fine.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So who else would be in contact with an astronomer that we could have as your friendly +1 status? And you can also make it +2 or -2. It says at your discretion. But I just, okay, well, so we'll give you a +2 with somebody else. Wait, hold on, I'm just trying to make sure this all equals out. No, okay, a +1.
Are we looking for a -1 or a +1?
+1 now.
+1?
Yeah. Because the astronomers probably can help them make navigational charts.
Sure.
Or citizenry, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of the sailors?
There's
The Ragskull. Oh, I think there's. Let me see if the Ragskull. That's new in Deep Cuts. Let me open that one up. I thought I'd opened it up. Oh, here we go. And they've got their own game you guys could play. The Ragskull. Oh, and these are Scobish people. Or Scoblish. Thought they were sailors. Names
just had
lists were literally
the sailors under the list of factions. In the labor and trade faction, there's the sailors, but they're tier 3. They're tier 3, so that might be too high for us.
No, let's do Ragskull. It's probably got a lot of sailors that play this. It's actually a street sport gaining popularity across the city. And they're trying to make the sport legal. It's an old Scoblish game, originally played aboard ships and now played on rigging strung across alleyways. The goal is for the team's roper to carry a ball to the top of the rope while both teams' scullers try to knock opponents off the rigging using leather-wrapped batons. So, a violent form of lacrosse? Wait.
It's like the American Gladiator game or something.
Yeah. Is that okay with you guys? We can say there's a lot of sailors involved with them because it sounds like there's a lot of cultural crossover. All right. Why did that not automatically fill? What did I say? They were too strong?
1, I thought.
Let me look. Tier 2. It doesn't say weak or strong. We'll call them strong.
I got Deep Cuts books.
It's in the drive if you got access to my drive. It's Deep Cuts release pages. Blades Deep Cuts version 1 release pages. And they are helpful. Okay, so we have our statuses. So let's go Ember Pact. They are a +2 friendly group of hawkers that you probably only recently met after your escape. Or maybe you guys knew some of them beforehand. We'll figure out the fiction. The Grey Cloaks, they are helpful and they are also in charge of Charhollow. The Spark Runners, hostile, 1 week. The Wraiths, 2 week. They are interfering. And Ragskull, 2 strong. And they're helpful. Okay, I think, let me look at the crew page. I think that might be everything. Oh, well, yeah, the hunting grounds we were going to leave open.